Hey guys, what's up? We are back with another video today, and today we are doing an XFL Week 1 recap. So this is a brand new thing that I'm doing. The USFL is starting up for its second season later on in April, and the XFL has the next couple of months of games over the next 10 weeks, plus 3 playoff games in 2 weeks. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want me to do XFL coverage? In the poll that I sent out, it was 70% yes, so I thought that you guys would enjoy this content. Make sure that you like this video down below, especially if you like this content. If you want to dislike it, just it helps the algorithm to do one or the other. Make sure that you comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Once again, it helps the algorithm, helps me out. And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as I am on my way to 900 subscribers. I got 1 week left. 1 week till the end of February. Help me at that goal. I'm only 13 away. So, let's get started with today's video. The XFL. Personally, I like it better than the USFL. I personally like the rule changes that the XFL has that are better. I think the ownership of The Rock and Danny Garcia and Redbird Capital is a lot better than the USFL. They're a lot more energetic. They're a lot more entertaining. And personally, I like the logos, not the mascots, but the logos, the team names, the uniforms were awesome. The uniforms were some of the best uniforms I've seen. College, pro, whatever it is, football, baseball, basketball, whatever. They were just some great uniforms out there. Particularly thought the Roughnecks one was really good. Seattle Sea Dragons, Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks, really good jerseys all around. Not one that I really just absolutely hated, which is actually kind of a crazy thing that I didn't hate any of the jerseys. And to be honest, I didn't even dislike any. The Guardians had a good jersey. So now we're going to get into some coverage, good, bad, and ugly of the XFL. So we're going to start off with recapping a couple of the games. So one of the recaps that I want to go over is the Battlehawks beating the Brahmas 18-15 in the inaugural game of the Battlehawks and Brahmas season. The Battlehawks have an experienced quarterback in A.J. McCarron, and the Brahmas had a very experienced quarterback in and of itself in Jack Cohn. Go Irish. Both quarterbacks played decently well. Jack Cohn went 25 for 36, had about 200 yards. A.J. McCarron, most of his yards came in the last 2 minutes, where he went 8 for 9 for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns in the last couple of minutes. So really interesting there. I'm going to be intrigued. The Battlehawks were one of the better teams in the XFL in 2020. I wonder if they'll kind of continue that streak. San Antonio loves their football. It's going to be where the first championship is in San Antonio, and they had 24,000 fans there in week 1. So I really am interested to see in both the Seattle Sea Dragons and in the St. Louis Battlehawks. Those were the two teams that had the highest attendance, and they're going to actually be playing on Thursday night, which I will be watching, really excited for to see what happens between the two teams. But those were the two highest attendance. And if you have a third that's getting in the 20+ thousand, last year, the first week got about 17,000 fans. This year, the first week got about 15,000 fans. And both the Seattle Sea Dragons and the St. Louis Battlehawks did not have home fields. I think that those two teams will continue, especially St. Louis, knowing that area and stuff like that. There are a lot of Rams fans that are looking for a team. I think that San Antonio was a great destination and a possible NFL spot, to be completely honest. Another point that I want to make, the Roughnecks were the most dominant team of the weekend, but I also think that it possibly could have been because the Orlando Guardians just aren't that good. The Guardians look to really struggle throughout the game, but Wade Phillips, his defense is here, and I think it's going to be a really, really good unit. So Roughnecks played well. Then you had the Renegades and the Vipers playing at the inaugural game, the very first game of the season. Pretty interesting game. It wasn't really flashy. Luis Perez could be a really good quarterback. He did throw 5 touchdowns. The unfortunate part was 2 of them were for the Renegades. So there was not an offensive touchdown scored by the Renegades that entire game, but Luis Perez gave them all the touchdowns they need. But honestly, Perez did look good, and I know that he hasn't played football that much. I think he just started playing when he got to college and late high school. I think I heard a story that he was just beginning his football career, kind of a very new football player. So I'm kind of interested to see. He made some really good plays. He made some really bad plays. And I think possibly he could be an MVP candidate of the league. So, moving on to the last game of the night, the Seattle Sea Dragons got upset by the DC Defenders. Big shout out to the DC fans creating their beer snake once again. Unfortunately, security took it away and they decided to protest by throwing lemons on the field. So, I just got to laugh at that. That's so funny and so XFL. But DC, they're going to have a great home environment. Just absolutely that section where they got that pick 6 in against when Ben DiNucci threw that pick 6, that place was rowdy. You could really hear it on the TV. So I think that was a really good overall. A couple of bad points. I don't want to take too long on these, but I do need to address them. The tackling was a bit atrocious. The kind of like the general play, especially from the quarterback position, was okay. It was lackluster. Again, the offenses are going to take a little bit time to groom and stuff like that. So I'm not surprised that it took them a little while in order to kind of get to that point where they need to be at. And I'm not surprised the defenses are starting out better. But the offenses did look a little bit lackluster. Josh Gordon is probably the best player in the league, and it isn't probably very close. There's a lot of interesting quarterbacks, though. And then one final bad point that I do want to make that the XFL does need to work on is fan attendance was not where you kind of want it to be. I haven't seen the TV ratings come out yet, so I can't speak to those. But the fan attendance is obviously better than what the USFL had because, well, they have home stadiums. But I think that the XFL, if they're really going to set themselves apart, they really need to be able to increase that fan attendance to at least 20 or 30,000 per team. And I think that could improve throughout the year. So, as I mentioned earlier, the upcoming schedule consists of the Battlehawks playing at the Sea Dragons in Lumen Field in Seattle. On Thursday night, the Defenders taking on the Vipers in Vegas on Saturday. The Brahmas playing the Guardians of Orlando on Sunday, and it is capped off by the Renegades playing at the Roughnecks on Sunday. That is going to be one of the more interesting matchups. That Renegades Roughnecks matchup definitely going to be one I'm tuning into and looking out for because that actually could be a really, really interesting matchup. Really, I just want to say this. I'm excited. There was a note put out by ESPN. 46 out of 52 weekends are going to have football this year, so I'm so excited for that. There's only those 6 weeks between, I think it's July and September, when the USFL is already done. I'm psyched to have this much football. I'm so happy. But make sure you click the 2 videos down below. Won't be a playlist of all my mock drafts. Hit the subscribe button up here. Help me get to that 900 subscribers because if you enjoy this content, I'll be doing some more XFL content. As always, have a great day. Bye, guys.